So I attempted a draw every day for 30 days challenge, specifically Cringetober, but I failed. Spoiler alert. I'm using a new avatar for my intro and outro, but you'll see that I'm using my older one in the speed paint. So, anyway, hello, hi, assalamualaikum. I am Reika, and the usual disclaimers I am going to put in text form because this video is long enough to my standards. But I do really want to quickly say that this video is very much not scripted because I was trying something new. So you might notice that I sometimes become repetitive, and to be honest, I speak messy when I do not have a script. So do mind that, and let's continue on to the video. Up first is day 1 screenshot redraw. I decided to redraw a screenshot from Spy Family. Originally, I wanted to redraw a screenshot from Very Odd Parents A New Wish, but decided against it because I needed to start off this monthly challenge with a simpler drawing, and also because I wanted to redeem myself after drawing her that one time and she did not look her age, but here I hope she looks her age. Day 2 for Sundere, I decided to go on the internet to check for any Sunderes because nothing was coming to mind at the time. And then I came across Yasha and I decided, okay, I'm drawing Yasha. It actually is one of my favorite drawings in the 30-day challenge. I was really happy with how the hair came out. And the pouty face too. For day 3, it was oversized prop, and I didn't actually know what that meant at first. I thought it was metaphorical or something like that. But it actually literally means oversized prop, so I decided to draw my OC Orbit with her oversized spear, but it did not end up looking like a spear, so let's say whatever it looks like that. And I think it actually ended up really cool. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, for Persona Day 4, I did not actually feel like designing a persona, so my lazy self decided to take a already existing OC and draw her because she is an self-insert that is half animal, half human, so I decided, okay, I'm drawing her. So there is Lyra. For day 5, it was Kajinga, and because of the rendered piece from before, I think I became overly confident because in day 5, I decided to do a character sheet, and I got scolded for that and tired right after doing this day. Anyway, this is Medie from Medibots that I decided to draw as a human. I really like how it ended up, even though it was a pain. For day 6, it was unnatural eye color, and most of my characters do have only unnatural eye colors, but one that stood out for me was Leila Hart, which is an old character of mine that I often draw on my channel, and I just really love how her eyes look and how I drew them with the stars and stuff. I'll talk more about her in the future because she's drawn multiple times in this video. But yeah. So day 7 crossover. This needs a backstory actually. So years back, younger me decided to create a fan fiction between Fairy Tail and One Piece, the animes. So in this specific fan fiction, Luffy from One Piece and Lucy from Fairy Tail were siblings. And that is how it was created in its prime time of this dynamic in fanfiction. Yeah. So at this point of time, there was a lot of things that came in the way of my monthly challenge, and I was exhausted. And I am partly to blame for that because I was not keeping to schedule. So at this point, I stopped doing it as a daily challenge, but rather I just decided, okay, I need to finish all of this before the month is over. But most of these stuff were finished in the day that they were supposed to be finished, mostly. Anyway, back to the video, I guess. Day 8 dead meme. Because I didn't plan ahead for this one, I spent a whole day trying to figure out just what I wanted to do. So I saw that the creator of Cringetober said it was meant for memes that you never got to draw your persona in, and I found this one that Luna Filia once did. It was nice and simple, so I decided to do it, and it looks kind of goofy, and I like how goofy it looks. Day 9 childhood video game. Hands down, Street Fighter's Cross Thinking. That was my game back then. We just happened to have it, but anyway, my favorite pairing to fight with was Lily and Oscar. I hope that's how you say their names. If not, please correct me politely. Anyway, I didn't get to finish the drawing, but hopefully I can draw them one day again. And next. Day 10 ship dynamic. So listen, I went way back for this Cringetober. I went way back when I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, Gohan, and Fidel. Those two were my ship obsession back then. And that's where the ship dynamic between a soft boy and a hot-tempered girl or an outspoken girl came from. I really like the dynamic here. Day 11, 5 plus 1 things. This is gonna be a long segment, so quick explanation. These are scenes between my two characters, Leila and Jackson, who are from my old comic book, Starlight Academy. It's got a different name now. I'm gonna reboot it one day. Anyway, these two are basically rivals to lovers, so here are some scenes that I wrote about them. Also, I am not a voice actor, so please cut me some slack. I'm trying my best. Move it, the voice said. Oh, so she tried to apologize, but he merely walked past her without a single glance. From a distance, she heard the faintest click of a tongue. What's his problem? Her excitement drained, and a slight trace of annoyance surfaced. An arrow lit in flames aimed itself in her direction. She dodged it, and her back hit his. You're getting in the way. That's my line. Leila snapped right back. They glared at each other. But shouldn't you at least know a little about magic? I mean, that's not a common question you hear from students in Starlight Academy. Leila shook her head. I only found out about this last year on my birthday. Mandy's eyes widened in both wonder and surprise. Wow, your family must be very traditional types of people. That's what they used to do in the old days. From behind the tree, someone commented. That explains why you're so clueless. Leila scowled, recognizing the voice she grew to dislike. Class, begin, Mr. Skulls announced abruptly. To Leila at least, everyone else had started without hesitation. What was she supposed to be doing? Seriously? You don't know how to gather magic at all, Jackson said. His eyebrow was raised as if genuinely surprised. Leila turned to him with a sigh. And how do you know? It's written all over your face, he said. A stupid little smile appeared and disappeared almost seconds apart. There was a hard pull on her head. Her foot kept her hair in a firm hold, making it even more painful. Her balance faltered until she had lost it completely. Someone grabbed onto her arm before she could fall into the lake. They lifted her up, and this allowed her to focus on her savior's face. She instantly recognized him, his blonde hair and his amber eyes that glared at her, now soft from the surprise. Leila was too. Jackson? Are you okay? And that's where it ends. Yeah, I tried my best. Day 12 is Hatsum Miku or Vocaloid. There isn't much to say here because I just drew Hatsum Miku. But before this drawing, I wanted to draw a South African Miku, from the meme from 2023, a Miku for every nation like that. But I decided I wanted to do a whole video on that instead because South Africa's got a lot of culture and it's difficult. So here you go, it's done. Really like how vibrant it came out actually. Day 13 is Rule 63 or Gender Bend. And as promised, here is the return of Leila Hart, but as a male. Her male counterpart, I envisioned already that he would have long hair just like her, but in a thin ponytail. And you can see that they don't actually look that far apart. It's just Leila with a ponytail or something like that. And here you go, here is Leila, I don't know. Day 14 is incorrect quote, and the quote that I am using is from Pokemon said by Team Rocket. Okay, so quick backstory. The characters I am using for this drawing are from a story I made up of characters that I created from drawing challenges and such. I'm calling it Monsters and Fruits for now, but anyway, here is Frigeria, Maya, and an unnamed guy. Just Frigeria being Frigeria, man. Day 15, something you were bullied for. No explanation here, just Bonnie. Yeah. So the quick story behind this is one time in primary school I quoted Bonnie and people did laugh at me for that, but that was in primary school way back. But then when I was in 5th grade, this boy remembered that I did say something like that once and he started calling me Bonnie for some reason. He knows who he is if he's watching this video. Day 16 is animation meme, and here I wanted to experiment with eyes. It was really fun to actually do this and experiment with different eye shapes and all that. And I did end up posting it after I was done with the animation meme, so you will see that at the end of the speed paint.
Love, brain, heart control, happening. Melatonin, love, heart control, happening. You get me going.
Day 17, free to use space. The characters I am using are from a webtoon I have posted on the app. The characters' names are Michelle and Kyung Tae. The story basically follows a K-pop star and a dancer, an up-and-coming dancer. So that's basically it. But this drawing, I didn't even finish it. I was having odd block bad, and it will continue like that for a few drawings too, so fair warning. Day 18 Fandom AU, and this is where the art block and no time just combined into this mess where I just ended up with a sketch for this one. I was actually really looking forward to this prompt because I wanted to do some Naruto content. But anyway, this was supposed to be from another fanfiction I wrote where Naruto is supposed to be the smart guy, which is another popular trope that was in the Wattpad Naruto community. Day 19 Alternative Fashion. This drawing also suffered from insufficient time because I was researching what I even wanted to draw in the first place because I had no idea what alternative fashion was. But in the end, this is the drawing that got me out of my slump, so I'm happy even though I didn't get to render the drawing. The characters are from the same universe as Leila and Jackson, so it did help that there were characters I really love and haven't drawn in a long time. Finally, we get to day 20, and in this one, I also did not know much about the prompt at all. And yet again, I had to do research to find out what that meant. And in the end, I found some options, and one of the options was Pokemon Jessie from Team Rocket. So, of course, I had to draw her. And the post did change last minute, but it did come out good anyway. Day 21 Closet Cosplay. So here I did just do a closet cosplay. And guess who I cosplayed as? Broccoli. Now before you go, let me tell you something. So because this was a closet cosplay, I didn't have to do 100% the actual outfit, and I could just take something from my closet and do something. So I ended up doing this. So here the black scarf represents his hair, and the belt over there is his what do you call it again? I didn't have bandages though, and even though I love Rock Lee, I do love him, but I would not wear that outfit in a real life, so I did some compromising, so there you go. Day 22 Candy Gore. I had to do some research again for this one. So the idea I had for this is that she's coughing up blood, and the blood is actually bubblegum, and that is the concept behind the Candy Gore thing. For the character, I decided to draw Kira, who is a very old character, because I thought the hair would fit in with the Candy Gore concept. Day 23 Adult Cartoons. I don't watch adult cartoons that much, especially Western ones, but while I was scrolling through, I found Bee and Puppycat, and I knew after deciding I was going to draw Bee that I wanted to draw that cute little outfit I saw once in the first episode, and I am happy with how it came out, but it just doesn't look like Bee. Maybe it's the proportions. I don't know. Day 24 Niche Interest. So way back when, there were these CDs that were sold, and one of the CDs that was sold often was the dubbed anime called Spider Rider, and I thought it was the coolest thing. That and Heidi, but Heidi was dubbed in Afrikaans, so I remember how I used to ask every single time when we could go to the shops and get the next CD for Spider Rider, and every time there wasn't the next version out yet, and I was upset every single time. Day 25 Gacha Life. I remember I was just finishing up a bunch of drawings that I didn't get to finish on this specific day, so I was not going to try and draw another artwork at all. So I borrowed my younger sister's phone and used Gacha Life on there, and I decided to recreate Leila Hart that I have once made a model for in Gacha Life, but that was years ago, so I wanted to compare at the end of this basically. So here she is, and prepare yourself. Here is the old cringe one I made back then with the whole crew together. I have to say, I've been exposing myself a lot in this video. Speaking of day 26 Medie or self-insert, and for this drawing I chose yet another fanfiction, specifically a My Hero Academia fanfiction. So here is a projection that is linked to a machine that somehow allows Class 1A to see alternative universes of themselves. For example, a Spider-Verse universe, or a universe where they do not have quirks. And that is basically my self-insert. Day 27 YouTube fan art. I was excited to draw this one because I knew from the beginning who I was going to draw. The person I was going to draw was Love to Draw Manga, who is an art YouTuber I've been watching since high school. Her channel is such a safe space for me. I'm not satisfied with how it came out, but I am happy that I got to draw some fan art of her. Day 28 Mascot Horror. I am drawing Foxy, and this is where I went way out of my comfort zone and drew something that I thought I wouldn't be able to draw, but I surprised myself here. This was requested by my sister when I asked what kind of mascot horror would you want me to draw, because I had no idea what it was in the first place, but it came out actually nice. Surprising. Very surprising. Day 29 Experimental Makeup. This was something again where I had to ask someone to tell me what it was. I had to ask my friend that was more knowledgeable about these kind of things, and she told me that I could try drawing a face and then trying to do makeup on it. I wasn't successful in applying this kind of method, but it was still fun to try and do makeup on my character. This is Eli, by the way. Okay, finally, day 30, the last one, Monster Supernatural. By the time I was finishing this drawing, it was December, and it was Christmas season, but that didn't stop me from drawing this character that I wanted to draw. So I thought it would be fun if I tried redrawing an extremely old drawing that I've done before. And with that, I finished the 30-day challenge, and on a good note because I really liked this drawing. And done. And that finally concludes the video. I do want to try this again in October, maybe this time. Maybe this time October, so I can talk about my OCs and all that. But we'll see when we get there. And I do want to try different other videos in the meantime. And I do want to redecorate and redesign the channel a bit as I keep going. And that's about it. Thanks for watching and bye.